Hey friends, welcome back to the Elevated Dose. This is the fourth bonus episode in our January series, and today we're talking about health. Not weight loss, not discipline, not routines that look good on paper, health as a lived experience. Because if there is one place people get stuck in cycles of effort, failure, guilt, and restart, it's here. Most people don't struggle with health because they don't care. They struggle because they've been taught the wrong framework. They've been taught that health is something you control, and control feels powerful until it quietly becomes the thing that breaks you. So today, I want to talk about what elevated health can actually mean, why control-based approaches fail long-term, and why support is the only framework that sustains real health over time. If you zoom out and look at most health advice, a pattern shows up. Track everything, restrict harder, push through discomfort, override your body's natural signals. Control is framed as discipline. Discipline is framed as success. And when health improves, control gets the credit. When health collapses, the blame lands on us. That model doesn't just fail us, it conditions us to distrust our own bodies because control requires opposition. You control something you don't trust. You override something you see as unreliable. You punish something you think is misbehaving. That framework might produce short-term results, but it rarely produces stability. Control can absolutely work in the short term. We can white knuckle routines. We can restrict aggressively. We can enforce consistency through fear or pressure. But our bodies are adaptive. They respond to perceived threats. When control becomes chronic, the nervous system doesn't interpret it as health. It interprets it as danger. Stress hormones rise, recovery slows, signals get louder, and eventually something gives. People call that falling off the wagon, but what's actually happening is the body reclaiming safety. One of the most damaging beliefs we carry is that health is a moral obligation. If you're good, you're disciplined. If you struggle, you're failing. That belief turns health into a constant evaluation. Am I doing enough? Am I doing it right? Why can't I just be consistent? Elevated health rejects that entire premise. Health is not a performance, it's a relationship, and relationships based on control don't thrive. Support is not indulgence. Support is not giving up. Support is not avoiding effort. Support means creating conditions where the body can function well. Enough nourishment, predictable routines, rest that happens before collapse, movement that builds trust instead of resentment. Support asks, what does my body need to feel safe enough to cooperate? That question changes everything. Now, this is the part most health advice skips. Consistency doesn't come from motivation. It comes from safety. When the body feels safe, it regulates hunger more effectively, recovers more efficiently, tolerates stress better, and adapts instead of resisting. When the body feels threatened, it protects itself. Elevated health works with the body, not against it. For years, I treated my body like a problem to solve. If something wasn't working, I pushed harder. If I felt tired, I overrode it. If results slowed, I tightened control. And every single time, I ended up back in the same place, exhausted, inflamed, disconnected, disgusted with myself. What changed wasn't the effort. It was the framework. When elevated became my word, health had to follow. That meant eating enough even when diet culture screamed otherwise, moving in ways that supported my body instead of punishing it, resting before my body forced the issue. That shift didn't make me less disciplined. It made me consistent. Support can feel scary because control gives the illusion of certainty. Support requires trust. And if you've spent years being told your body is the problem, trust doesn't come easily. We worry, what if I lose progress? What if I gain weight? What if I let go too much? Those fears make sense, but support doesn't mean absence of structure. It means structure that serves health instead of fighting it. This is where elevated health really comes into focus. Health doesn't exist in isolation. Stress affects digestion. Sleep affects hunger. Work affects recovery. Emotions affect inflammation. You cannot isolate one behavior and expect it to carry the entire system. Elevated health integrates instead of compartmentalizing. Elevated health is quiet. It looks like meals that support energy instead of control, movement that feels sustainable instead of extreme, rest that's planned, not earned, flexibility during flare days without guilt. It doesn't chase perfection, it builds reliability. Our bodies change, hormones shift, energy fluctuates, life gets more complex. If your health system only works when conditions are perfect, it will eventually fail. Elevated health adapts. That's its power. Health supports work. Work affects stress. Stress affects health. Nothing exists alone. This is why elevated lives require elevated health frameworks. Support is not a soft option, it's the only one that lasts. If health feels hard right now, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not failing. You may just be trying to heal inside a system built on control. Elevated health chooses support instead. And when the body feels safe, everything else becomes possible.